Christine and I are here live on Amazon. I'm D. Scott Smith. We are going to have fun talking about thriving in your empty nest. This is a comprehensive guide. Hey, it is an opportunity. When the children move out, you've got your opportunity to learn, to expand, to grow, and to thrive. And that's what we're all about. We are here to help you with tips, tricks, books, products, things that you need to know to be successful as you move into and thrive in your empty nest. Welcome to our Amazon Live show. And here we are. We are on the Empty Nest Show. And let's take that picture off the top there. I think we can do that by just clicking right there. So, Christine.
Yes.
We're here.
You got the right name. It's good. It's good when he gets the right wife name.
There's been quite a bit going on these last number of days. Lots of videos, lots of connections. And of course, it's Amazon Prime Day. So yesterday and today, lots of deals. You guys want to click on the carousel. You want to find the right stuff for you guys. Well, we've got some guests. We've got Travis Perry from Cord Buddy, who's going to come in. We've got David Osk, who's going to come in. And so with that, I don't want to take too much longer. I'm just gonna bring Travis in right now.
Good, because I'm always hearing his voice. I'm hearing his voice from your office. And look, there he is.
There I am in living color. Hey, how you?
Good. Hey, Travis, let's I want to have you give a little bit of background on who you are. You were a Shark Tank winner, season 3, episode 3, got a deal with Robert Herjavec. And so that's pretty amazing in itself. And then you've been selling Cord Buddies for quite a few years, but the story goes way back before that. Can you give us a little idea?
Yeah. So the quick history there is when I graduated high school, I told my dad I didn't want to be a farmer. We're 3 generations of farmers there in Lower Alabama, in LA as I call it, Lower Alabama. And so anyway, I started teaching guitar lessons when I was 18. And I had been driving to Dothan, which is where I live now. But at the time, I lived in a town called OPP. And so I'd been driving a couple of months and told the guy that owned the store, I said, listen, Charles, I need to quit. And he looked at me and said, why do you need to quit? And is the drive too long or something, a problem? I said, no. I said, I just stink as a teacher. I suck at it. And he said, what makes you say that? And I said, listen, I've been here about 2 months and half of my students, half of them have quit. And he just laughed and he said, Travis, that is the way it is, my friend. Everybody sees people playing the guitar and they think it's easy. And they get one and they realize it hurts their fingers. They realize that it's frustrating and they just give up. In fact, 7 out of 10 statistically that try to play the guitar will quit within the first 60 days, which we call the 2-month hump in the guitar teaching industry. So anyway, I told him, I said, man, I wish there was a better way for people to learn. Now, some little magic gizmo you could put on the neck of the guitar, and with the press of one button, it would make a full chord, and then you could play a song instantly, and you could work on your rhythm and timing, your strumming, which is actually the hardest part. People think it's the chord making hand. It's not. It's the strumming hand, getting your rhythm and timing down. And I said, and then somehow you would remove the cord making tabs one at a time until you don't need it anymore. And it would be basically like training wheels are for a bicycle. You put training wheels on your child's bike, it allows them to have confidence. It allows them to start getting balance. And more importantly, it allows them to ride the bike without falling off and getting hurt and being scared to ride again. And they're riding a bike from day one. And then they start raising the training wheels up a notch, and finally they come off. And that's just what Cord Buddy does. And so let me fast forward 30 years here. I'm teaching guitar for a living because my real estate business had took a blow in 07. You may remember the mortgage dump, as I called it, when it busted. And I'm teaching my daughter Brady to play Taylor Swift's 15, which was what I was going to teach one of my students, but they didn't come in that day. And so Brady says, I want to learn it. And I said, okay, we'll sit down. And I said, here's a G chord. Here's how you make it. Oh, that hurts my fingers, Daddy. That hurts. Right, and she said, that's too hard. I don't want to play. And I said, you're just like my other students. You want to give up. You just it hurts your thing. You want to quit. And then I told her the story I just told you about the magical gizmo that would go on the neck of a guitar, and her eyes lit up and she says, Daddy, will you make me one? And I thought, oh Lord, what have I got myself into? So that night, after eating a couple of popsicles, we took 2 popsicle sticks and some rubber grommet, which I was in real estate and owned some rental properties. Is what when you rescreen a window, it's the little rubber tubing that goes in the groove to keep the screen in. Oh. And I glued it on, and we took some rubber bands and a first grade pencil and attached it to the neck. And guys, when she pressed down, it played the perfect G. It even surprised me, I'll be honest. And her eyes lit up and she says, Daddy, I'm playing the guitar. And it was really moving experience. And she says, you should invent this for everyone. And so
I've never heard this whole story.
Oh, really? Yeah.
All the times I've been, listening around the corner in the office. This is awesome.
And when she said that, I went, wow, she went from desperation to inspiration in a matter of a nanosecond. And so that's why Cord Buddy exists today.
You said at the beginning, wouldn't it be great if someone could invent a magic gizmo? Mm-hmm. And it's great. And I remember, this is before he knew you. I remember the smile on Robert's face, that sparkle that transcends all ages, all capabilities, all strata of, did you hear that? I did that.
I'm looking at that picture on my wall right now, and I will take a picture of it and show it to. It's on a huge picture on my wall right there.
There he is. Yep.
Look at that smile.
Yeah, just put a big sold sign over that. Sold.
Yeah, I remember that because he says, I'm jamming. We're jamming.
We're jamming. Yeah, we're jamming. Yeah.
This is a billionaire, right? This is the guy who could
millionaire.
No. Billionaire. Yeah.
Not me now, Robert.
Robert. A Ferrari racer, has all the stuff, all the toys. He can get anything, but he couldn't play guitar until Travis walked into that studio, that Shark Tank studio, and handed him the Cord Buddy. Can you give us a little demo there, Travis?
Yeah.
We'd love to see you.
So as always, here's on the Perry guitar. I mean, get that. Let me first take the tuner off. This is a Perry tuner, by the way. I mean, a Cord Buddy tuner, but that's our Perry guitar that is designed by me. It's I actually changed some bracing in it, moved some things back just a little bit, which allowed this bridge to vibrate the top a little more and made it sound even better than normal one sound. But always tune.
Wow.
Always tune. Always check your tuning before you play. And we have a tuner that actually changes colors and turns green. I'll get it where you can see that maybe. Turns green, but more importantly, if you go sharp of the note, it turns red and literally says stop. So you back up to green.
That way you don't break a string. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, most beginners break strings not from picking or strumming too hard. They break strings because they get sharp of the note. They get past the intended pitch that they want to be at, but they're beginners, so they don't realize that. And they try and they keep turning the tuning key to get to the next octave, and the string breaks before they get there.
Travis, was that your idea too, that it would be green when it's right and red when you're going too tight?
Oh yeah. That was the whole concept. So green for go and red for stop.
So far.
Pardon?
That's 3 inventions so far, because you've actually reinvented the guitar too. So it
Travis
sounds better.
Got a fertile brain.
Yay!
Well, and also I invented the capo tuner. Yep. Which is not on the market right now. I didn't patent that, and I got ripped off. So, which I patented Chord Buddy, and they've come out with counterfeits as well with that too. So we're battling that.
So Amazon's got the real stuff.
Well, we've got the right stuff here in the carousel. So everyone that is interested in playing Chord Buddy, playing guitar, then get the real one right here.
Yes.
And
trust me, get the real one because the counterfeit comes with no instructions, no book, no lessons, no anything. So if you get it, you have no idea how to use it. Plus, it doesn't work on top of that. That's the good thing. So anyway. So here is the Chord Buddy, and I'm in celebration of Robert learning to play and my mother. The song we did on there was Amazing Grace. I'll do a little bit of that. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Well, there you go.
Oh, yay!
Travis, thanks for joining us today and sharing about the Chord Buddy story, about your daughter Brady and how she was the inspiration that actually got this product to market. And now many people are able to play guitar where they couldn't before. People with that just want to learn, it's a great place. People with arthritis. I know you've got a lot of veterans where you've donated products to veterans to be able to play as well.
We've got 9 headed to Walter Reed as we speak. So.
Wow.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness. And everyone who purchases this has such a story to tell. And for some people, that's really what they want to do. They want you to come in, see what they've got so they can tell you about it. They know about the stuff that comes out of the window screens, and they know about your daughter, and they know about people giving up and all the years going by and the magic gizmo, and they know about Robert Herjavec. Thank you.
Yep.
Well, and listen, I mean, where my story is interesting. You know, I have heard not hundreds, but thousands upon thousands of stories from customers that bought Chord Buddy, and they're not just customers; they become part of the Chord Buddy family.
That's
and
right.
how it has changed their life. And I know Scott has heard a lot of those as well as I have.
Indeed. Well, I know it's
Yay.
past dinner time for you there.
Yep.
So there in Alabama. Thanks for joining us today. And
Hey, thank you for having me, Scott. And
that's
so
great.
nice to meet your better half, your beautiful better half.
My
It's
friend
been-
said earlier
Absolutely.
today, "Happy Prime Amazon Prime Day," and I said, "And to all a good night." So
Yes.
thank you. Really nice to meet you, Travis.
And by the way, Scott, we do have a extra discount on our products for just for Amazon Prime. We have an extra 10% off. It's
Wow.
already discounted from our website price, so it's the best buy you can get. And for Amazon Prime days only, an extra 10% off.
Well, that's wonderful. And people
Perfect.
can click on it. It is in the carousel. And thank you again so much.
Yeah.
Enjoy the evening. Take care of your family. We'll see you soon, Travis.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, it is fun to hear the story, the origin story from an inventor. And
Yes.
you know, the Chord Buddy made here in the U.S.
Mhm.
There's songbooks that go with it as well.
Very important. You actually can start. You have everything to start, and someone comes around the corner going, "Are you playing the guitar? Did I hear you play a song?"
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. So for someone who's frustrated, for someone who's having any difficulties at all, for someone who can still express themselves in song, because that's my area of people who are living with their dementia and you want them to live even better. So that is another thing, to just that muscle memory
Mhm.
and the emotional memories, and the songs stay and stay and stay.
Yep. Hey, we've got another guest, another inventor.
Yep.
But he's also an inventor. He's also an author, and
Yes.
he's also a musician. And so,
Yeah.
without anything further, I am going to bring in David Osk. And David is in Hendersonville, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, just outside of Nashville. And so,
I knew
David,
that one.
welcome
up?
to
Hey.
Amazon.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here.
It's always
And
funny
I've
when I
got
get.
one of your products highlighted, the Stat Guard. And but tell people about David Osk.
Boy, it's funny every time I get introduced. Right, I do a few things, I think, at a pretty high level, but they're kind of eclectic, right? So someone who moved to Nashville to do music, years ago, I've been really fortunate to have cut a few records. Of course, have sung on stages all over the country, and a lot of really wonderful opportunities, to be creative in that space. And what's fascinating though is I've got a bit of a creative spirit in a few different areas. So about 11 years ago, my brother-in-law called me and he said, "Hey David, where do I get a thermostat guard with a combination lock?" He said, "Everybody keeps losing the key for these stat guards." And if for those who don't know what that is, right, it's a box that goes over a thermostat to keep people from tampering with it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, he and I actually jumped in to business together there, and I ended up, there you got a picture of it. So we trademarked and patented StatGuard Plus, and this is our latest on Amazon right now, and the StatGuard Plus XL2. We're really excited about that. Of course, with energy costs skyrocketing here lately, right? It's been a hot item, and it's a really easy fix for people that want to save money and spend their money on vacations or paying their teams more, that kind of thing, as opposed to paying their power bill. So
The interesting thing is that it's great, obviously, for commercial buildings, but many people are installing these new Nest thermostats, other smart thermostats,
right,
that you don't want people messing with. You don't want people touching them. So you actually have people buying these for their homes, not just businesses.
What's interesting? You're right. It's a mainly a commercial product, right? Where you've got a lot of people in an office, a restaurant, warehouse, or you've got customers in and out, that kind of thing, with people messing around with it. At the same time, I've had a lot of calls lately, twofold. For home use would be some parents who've got kids that, you know, are just jacking the temperature way down in the summertime upstairs because they want it like an ice box when they sleep. And of course the parents have to pay the bill. And then also in, you know, and Christine, you'll get this in geriatric situations where, you know, there's an elderly person or couple living alone, but they might not be able to see very well. And they're walking over to this high-tech thermostat and they're accidentally setting it on something that is, you know, not realistic, that kind of thing. So it also it can be helpful in certain cases to, you know, to prevent tampering there, where they would just make a phone call and get someone else to come and help them, as opposed to, you know, set their thermostat on 59 degrees and have it freeze up and have to call an HVAC guy and, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh. Or I just think of them being cold all night because they didn't want to bother the person that installed this wonderful thermostat. They just didn't want to bother you last night. And it's like, well, now we're dealing with you being sick. So, you know, this just alleviates all of it. The person who's in charge, the person who owns it, the person who pays the bill, or the person that just knows what ought to be there.
Yeah.
They're the only ones that can access it. I have a question.
Sure.
You called it an XL2. I'm thinking there was an XL and that you have added to that in some way.
Yeah, we actually have one of the original XL unit is in a large retail chain. So what we did is we created a different variation of that, and we've got that on Amazon as an exclusive right now. So it's like you can't buy the XL2 anywhere else except for Amazon.
Aha, truly exclusive, exclusively available on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is the perfect day to buy those and get them for the best price possible.
Yeah, we are. It's, you know, it's my wife and I are. Yeah, Scott, that's our original unit, by the way. That's the original StatGuard Plus. But yeah, you know, we're a small company. My wife and I run this company from our house, right? We've got some other, you know, partners throughout the country that help us to, you know, make the machine happen, as it were. But yeah, we're really grateful to have the opportunity and the outlet here.
That's really great because, of course, we do our business at our home as well. But it's great to get out to other situations and see what's going on. Maybe have you ever walked in anywhere and seen one and got, what? That one's mine. Have you had that opportunity yet?
Absolutely. I was actually at a restaurant down in Franklin, Tennessee, which is about maybe 45 minutes south of where we live here, just outside of Nashville. And, you know, I walked in, you know, table for two, and I look on the wall and there it is. You know, this was several years ago. And of course I'm like, oh, like the whole world stopped, right? Because this was my product that I saw in public, went over there and took some pictures and a video. Like it was so fun to see that. And of course, since then I've seen it multiple times. But yeah, I mean, as an entrepreneur and you know, to have a moment like that it's just really neat.
Yeah, and there it is, clear white, brushed nickel. You have some different options there. Yeah,
that's on the like I said, that's our original, and the XL2 is actually, it was nice with that one. It comes with we call it a wall cover, so you can actually put this behind your thermostat. It's a really nice, creates a nice white background. So if you have a wall that looks a little funny, old screw holes from something else or paint chips and things like that, it just creates a really nice clean look. And the XL2 actually has a combination lock where you can actually set the code by just flipping a switch on the back from A to B. You know, flip it to B, change the code, flip it back to A, and you're done. And of course, don't forget that code.
Wow. So does it have both? It has a key and a code, or just one or the other?
Yeah, it's actually just the combination on this one. Yep. So it's kind of it really we it came up with this because the other guards have got a tiny key, and it's really hard to keep up with some little tiny key. And if you lose that key, you've got to rip it off the wall, fix the wall, paint the wall, put another one up, that kind of thing. And we just solved the lost key problem. And ours looks, honestly, I really like the way ours looks. It's a bit more stylish.
Nothing has solved my lost key problem. You can give me all sorts of things that that remind me. I can't do that, but
Yeah.
I can remember a code because I always make up a silly story, like part of a song or a silly sentence in my mind. So I can remember codes. So I think
Yeah.
I'm an XL2 person.
That's right. That's right.
And David, I'm going to put this up for a moment too, because you mentioned that, as we say, David is the Renaissance man. So there's some music that's available right here on Amazon from David. And David, you have one of the most beautiful voices.
Thank you. Thank you. That's What a Perfect Day is the title track for that record. That's my latest project. And I actually got to go to England. The gentleman that produced the record is Chris Eaton. And I got to go to England to record the vocals in his studio, and really a special time for sure.
Wonderful.
And that's what brought you to Nashville. But you also wrote this book, Fire and Ice, The Very Scary Noise in the Trunk.
Yeah. So this was a fun, it's funny. I love, again, I'm a creative at heart. I don't care what it is. I just love creating. And my friend Paul had just finished a book with a publisher, Taylor and Seal, out of Florida. And he said, have you ever, considered writing and so on? And I said, well, I've been dabbling in, writing a children's book for my kids. And he said, you might want to send it in and just, they have a children's division, just see what they say. And what I did was I recorded it. So I love anything British. I like the old period pieces, things like that. So Fire and Ice is about two British mice. And, it's kind of a cross between the Three Stooges and Tom and Jerry. And, anyway, so what I did was I read, the book into, my phone, whatever, recorded an MP3 of reading the script for it. And, Fire and Ice are two mice who are very nice. They always look for spice. They never think twice, and they love to roll the dice. Anyway, and my kids loved it, and Taylor and Seal Publishing loved it. And so it was fun to, to see something like that come to fruition too.
So you are just all over Amazon. You've got the Stack Art Plus, you've got Fire and Ice, you've got music, and I know you also do a podcast with Dr. Andy Garrett.
That's right.
And I should have found that and also put that here onto Amazon. So David Osk, give us a couple of last words on how people can get a hold of you. And obviously, we've got your products here in the carousel. Be able to click. But how do people get a hold of you?
Well, thank you for that opportunity here. Of course, my website is really where I drive people. So you can go to davidosk.com, and I've got a little section in there that shows my irons in the fire. So I would just say, right, if you're a creative, if you have an idea of a product, or you just need help, I mean, no strings attached, I would be more than happy to help you. Some of the stuff, of course, that I work on with Dr. Andy has been incredibly helpful as an entrepreneur, as a father and a husband, and someone who wants to be an effective leader, wherever I go. And so some of the things that we talk about are better understanding internal culture, right? Identity and authenticity, which often get misinterpreted. Dr. Andy, of course, has a way of just distilling those things down into such a beautiful progression to help you usher your own authenticity and identity forward, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm a creative, but as I get older, I really have a passion just to help people. And I just want to say, if there's something I can do to connect a dot, again, it's no strings attached.
Well, that was wonderful.
You've covered 4 areas. So you've got the whimsical children's, with the pictures and the whole idea of fire and ice together.
Yeah.
And then you have classical music, or
it's a popra. I get compared to Andrea Bocelli or Josh Groban quite often.
Oh, there you go. Okay, people know those voices right away. Yeah. And so you've gone from whimsy to something a little more maybe cultured, and then you've got something that people understand, manufactured, made in such and such, because I worked in manufacturing to get me through college. And on top of, I thought the only thing he's missing is some sort of how to get your hair to do what your hair does, or something like that. Well, you've got how to be an entrepreneur, better husband, father, how to help others. So you've covered everything.
Well, I tell you, I have an interesting life, and Scott, you mentioned being a Renaissance man. I don't know about that. At the same time, I do have I think a wide skill set and a lot of different passions, and I'm grateful that we live in a land of the free and the home of the brave, where we can do a lot of different things. So it's really, I'm grateful for opportunity for sure.
Did I hear correctly from my husband that you sang? I know you sang the national anthem probably more than once, but you also
There's somewhere he can't tell people where he's
Oh,
sung.
never mind. There was there. Okay. So I won't say anything because maybe I know
Yes,
that you
thank
sang
you.
somewhere that maybe you had special permission to be there, but we won't mention it. Okay,
Well,
never mind.
it's funny. Just a quick story. So I was asked to sing at a club. I won't even mention where it is, but a golf club that was kind of a pipe dream situation for me. I'm looking at the non-disclosure agreement framed on my wall. Honestly, it's kind of a neat thing here. But I've sung at the Skirmerhorn Symphony Center here multiple times, and different private events and things like that. And I don't know, just grateful for opportunity. That's all there is to it. I feel like the wind is at my back most of the time, and opportunity just keeps knocking at the door, and it's really great.
And you're helping others. You are lifting them up with that wind. So I saw two people over the river, and they had those rounded.
Oh, the paragliders.
The paragliders, and they had their little fan motors going, and they're just sailing around. And you're teaching other people how to get going and take flight. So that's awesome.
Strap a motor propeller to your back and go.
And keep their energy bills under control.
That's right. That too, right? Yeah. Keep the main thing.
There you go. Well, David, thank you for joining us here on Amazon Live, and
thank you for having me.
We wish you all the best with everything, and encourage people, because the books, the book, the music, the stack guards, all in the carousel, and so it's just a click away.
Yay!
Well, say hi to your family, take care of them, and we will see you soon, of course.
He will.
Good. That's right.
All right. Thanks, David.
Yeah. See ya.
All right. Well, that's a lot of fun. We had two inventors. Right here on Amazon. And
I'm not even tired yet. We haven't done any work yet. We've just been listening, and I've been hearing most of these stories for the first time, because down the hall and around the corner, because we're empty nesting. So I can hear what's going on down there to a degree. He closes the door for the more businessy part. But I do know that we've sat out on our deck here in our apartment, out there just watching, people watching, river watching. And I've said, you know what I need? And I think I need two of them. And we've done that twice with lights and with just these great end tables. But what do you have in mind? I haven't even looked in the carousel.
Well, speaking of inventors, we're going to have the inventors for this one coming up here soon.
Oh, today?
Brain defense. Yeah. So in a little bit, Aaron's going to join us here, and he's going to talk about that. And
it says liquid is better. I agree.
We've got samples. We're actually going to do it. The samples just arrived, so we're going to do a taste test live on Amazon.
I did not know this. I was not told this. So you're going to get the real thing.
Yeah, we get the real thing. So Aaron's going to join us in a little bit. And so that is highlighted in the carousel. So, but let's take a look. So we've got the stack guards. We've got Chord Buddy. And I'll just say that not only does the Chord Buddy learning system come with the book and the tuner, it also comes with a song book. But you can buy additional song books. And so we've got a couple of those listed there in the carousel, but this is Prime Days. And so one of the things that I actually have highlighted, and I'm going to put on there, we're a movie family.
Yes,
we're a movie family.
We just watched a movie from, I don't know how long ago, that we watched, sequel 3, and it's like, we've never watched these. So yay for Amazon Prime. It's like, do you want to watch this? And you peek in, and it's just like, oh, I can't take something that deep today. Or
So
yes, let's watch that one. Can we watch it again?
Prime Days means that Prime members get early access to special discounts. And
Oh.
one of the things that we have been using for years, and we just bought another one recently, is the Samsung TV. So
Yeah.
when you go into the stores and you look at you compare them side by side and you look at them, the best pictures and the easiest controls, because pushing the buttons, it's got to be easy. Samsung has been
Please.
really good. And so we've got highlighted this. It's the 75-inch QLED TV. This TV right now is going to let you save $800 on Prime Days. So you add to cart. I'm just telling you.
And it's big enough. It's not embarrassingly big or go sit at the opposite wall big, but it also isn't. Can we scooch closer? Yeah.
You know, it was a friend of mine when the big screen TVs first came out, and it was really bad picture, and it was a very big, bulky box, and it was big, but it wasn't that big. And it was
wasn't 75 inches.
$6,000 for them to buy that television.
Oh.
It was $6,000.
Oh.
But they said, but their family, they watched sports. They were a sports family.
Okay.
And they said, you know, we could spend $6,000. You know, he said you can't even buy a ski boat for $6,000. And then you got to spend another $50,000 to buy a truck to pull it. He goes, look, we have fun. We bring our family. We bring our friends. We watch sports. We watch movies. Friends watch sports. But whatever it is, there's a ton to watch, like Shark Tank episodes on Amazon Prime. So the Samsung TV is one that we have enjoyed, and save $800.
Yeah, we're going to have friends over on the 30th of this month and then the 6th of next month. And I know they won't all have to crowd together, and they also won't have to be all sitting at the back wall because, you know, it's just a little too on top of them. So it's going to be, you know, an opportunity to just be comfortable together, and whoever wants to watch can watch, and whoever wants to walk by the river or just play a little game at the table, we'll just all have fun together. We downsized, so we can't fit all those friends on one day. So I split it between two.
Hey, I'm going to go to the other room and grab something that's in the carousel that I want to talk about in a moment. So I'm going to leave you with the Ninja for just a moment.
Oh, okay.
Because it's right behind you here.
Oh, this one. Okay. Boy, I have to remember which is which. Okay. That one, it's behind me. So he'll be back in a moment, I hope. He left his phone in here. I don't know if that's what he meant to do, but the Ninja is a constant. It's not on the counter for this show. It is used constantly. We have done ears of corn in there, which were perfect. I ate a whole ear of corn, and then I realized, oh, I probably should have critiqued this for the show. I didn't need to, because yes, it was just too delicious, and I'd eaten it all by the time I even thought about Amazon Live shows and what I should say. Chicken, bacon. Oh, okay. No grease in the kitchen. Bacon several times a week. There's extra. You can do the short one, the tall one. We've got the book in the drawer underneath it so that I can flip it open and go, okay, it should be this temperature, and it should be air crisp, and it should be for this number of minutes. We do still check the temperature of the chicken because I worked in a grade school cafeteria, so you got a temp. He loves to do the tiny potatoes. You get a bag full of them. They're different colors. He loves to do that in there, and then I love to eat it. And throws in some onions. So what am I missing besides chicken, bacon, corn on the cob, little potatoes?
You know, I'll take a rack of ribs.
Yes.
And I'll actually take the rack of like pork ribs and then cut that rack into 3 pieces, because it's just the two of us. It's empty nester. So we only need a third of a rack.
Yes.
I
Please.
package up the other 2, put them in the freezer, and then when we're ready, I defrost them in the Ninja in the air fryer, so I can put on bake. I can defrost those. Then I can put it on air crisp and put it on a lower temperature and do a slow cook with them, and the ribs come out really tender.
I gotta say, cutting through ribs when they're not hot and you're trying to hold them this way, just cutting through them when they're tender and raw, and then freezing them in separate bags, and then whoop, boom, and it's in. We're busy doing these things. I should say we could stay busy all day long doing these kinds of things. So it's so nice to flop open the book, water in, pressure lid on, because it has a separate lid for the pressure cooker, which fits perfectly right in that slot. Check your kitchen. You've got a place for cookie sheet, pizza pan, and the lid for the Ninja Foodie.
You know,
yes, I really like it.
Yeah, the air fryer is a great thing. You know, one of those things is breakfast. I'm a breakfast guy. I like breakfast. Sometimes I will eat breakfast for dinner and say, well, it's 7 a.m. somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I can get up in the morning, do some things, and then before I take a shower, I can put bacon into the Ninja, turn it on, go take my shower, come out. Then the bacon is done. Cook up some eggs. The bacon's still warm because it's inside that Ninja. No grease, no fires, no grease fires, no splatters. Don't have to turn it. I just put it in and air fry it.
I was reaching for the paper towels that are always right here, but of course we don't have them in the way right now. Reach for a paper towel, wipe out the pot that sits down in it. Just wipe it out. There we go. Rinse it just a little bit. Put it back in, ready to go
It's
again.
a perfect nonstick surface. So just treat it well like your other nonsticks. Don't put it in the dishwasher. The wire rack and the unit that sits on top of that are not nonstick, so you can go ahead and put those into the dishwasher. But otherwise, it is very easy maintenance, and it doesn't take up too much room on your kitchen counter. But as Christine said, we leave it out all the time because we use it. I
gotta say, the stove is a lot bigger. It takes up a lot more of the kitchen. And at this point, this is where we've cooked everything because it's just us.
Empty nesting. So here we are, empty nesting. Christine mentioned the Culinaire.
Got to temp it.
Yeah.
The temperature taker thing.
Yeah.
There we go. And I'm going to pop it open. You talk.
Yeah, it's in the, we got it in the carousel. And the reason I really want to put this on here is there's another special deal. I think it's like half off. It's 51% off if you buy it because it's Prime Days. Prime Days. Click add to cart right now. Just go ahead right at the bottom. Click that. Click add to cart. And then you can finish your shopping. But let's get it going right now because this is half off. We use this all the time. So it tells you the temperature for your chicken, for pork, for beef, and do you want it medium rare, well done, check the temp. It will tell you right there. And it does Fahrenheit and Celsius. I can't interpret Celsius, but I can push the button and understand what that is. So
I like that the pointy part goes away. You've had those in your drawer. You might have them in your drawer. Your parents might have it in their drawers. The thing with it sticks out, and how do you wash it? And this is just wipe off and you're done. And it's magnetized. We always know where it is. We don't fish around the drawer for it. We just leave it on the back of the stove. So have you ever used this outside?
Yeah, it works great on the grill because of the magnet. You can stick it. It's not going to blow away. I'm not going to have to worry about where it is. I know where it is. And as soon as you close it up, the battery turns off. So it only turns on the battery when you open it up to use it. So the battery is going to last a long time. Actually, this particular unit not only comes with the battery, it comes with 2 batteries. So you've got an extra. Although you're probably not going to need, you're probably going to.
Have you changed it?
I have never changed the battery in this.
You're only using it for as long as you need, and then it goes away, and you don't have to wait. And I really need to show this to the person that I used to work for in in the elementary
Mm-hmm.
cafeteria, because it even lists right on there what the temperature should be or should be over. And just, I don't know, Culiner, Kulluner.
It's in the carousel, and there you go. So one of the things that we did with empty nesting is, over the years, you accumulate a variety of pots and pans, and you keep ones that you probably should have thrown away because the nonstick isn't. And they're all
Yes.
scratched up. The eggs are sticking to it. It looks ugly. They're warped. They don't fit
Your food
well on the
looks
burner.
ugly.
Your food looks ugly. And
Cannot
so
be right.
we got, when I say we, my wife found the Ninja pans. She got the first one, and I was hooked from there on. And so we've got a variety of them here on the stove. But let me grab just the little frying pan.
Yeah.
This is the one that I use for omelets. So you can see it's got the aluminum clad bottom, and it's very heavy. It's very flat. So it's not going to be wobbly around on the stove. It's got this killer good non-stick surface in there. Treat it well. We use bamboo utensils to
right, or
to
those
protect that.
nylon kind.
Yeah, or the nylon
We just don't
flipper.
have scratchy ones
But make
anymore.
sure you keep it safe. This feels solid. And what's really funny is I was making an omelet in this very pan earlier today, and it's my habit to spray with a nonstick spray, and the nonstick spray bubbles up or all comes together. It doesn't, because it's nonstick. Even the oil,
the nonstick won't
comes all
stick
together.
to it. I get what you're saying. There's a word for that when it just travels around on top. So, and it's like it's brand new, and it isn't. It gets used constantly. All of these do. Do you have anything else in the carousel that we've got?
Well,
back here?
we've got, so there's the variety of the pans, but we've got this big red one, and that is let me highlight that in the carousel.
That's been used a lot. I'm not even sure it's clean right now, but we had to put it out.
It is clean.
Oh, good. Phew.
But it is I love making soup. It's winter time is coming, and let me just grab that over here.
All righty. So my husband used to use the iron skillet and all that, and I thought he was going to go through withdrawals because in our new apartment we cannot use it on this glass cooktop. And so I had to get something that it would be just as sturdy and heavy duty and work as well as all of those iron pieces. And these, it's like right in between. I mean, this one almost looks like an iron skillet. And I did not notice that before, but these handles aren't going anywhere. And how many times was I looking in the drawer for a screwdriver to try to keep a handle on to a very sticky nonstick pan? This costs more than a cheap, crummy, gonna wear out really fast pan. Yay. How many meals are you going to ruin? How much food are you going to eat wishing that you had gotten a new pan? Or are you going to pay more for something that lasts longer? And all the meals are fantastic. And to me, Ninja means delicious, evenly cooked, and easy, quick cleanup. Sometimes if I just leave whatever's, the little drips, if I just leave them on long enough so that they're not moist anymore, they've kind of dried out a little bit, just wipes off with a paper towel.
Yeah. Easy to care for. Again, with these non-stick surfaces, don't put these in the dishwasher. The lid
We don't.
I put into the dishwasher. But
that's
but the main pot itself, and again, this big soup pot is again fully nonstick, has the same nonstick surface in there. So I'll start off making soup. So I'll chop up the chicken and brown the chicken in there, put onions to caramelize the onions, and put together my whole soup right in this pan. And it's all nonstick. Heat's even, so it's not going to scorch on the bottom as well. So Ninja pans, we are huge fans.
Yes.
Of all
okay.
The Ninja pans.
I'm just going to say lasagna noodles. Stuck to the bottom. probably hundreds have stuck to the bottom making my lasagna. And I was like, oh, just that one little part, just that, not happening. This is it. It heats so evenly, and they're just not going to. I mean, I don't know what it's the starch, right? That just makes it stick to the bottom. It's just not happening here.
Yeah. So invest in good quality pans. So we've got so the Ninja air fryer, the Ninja pots and pans, the big Ninja soup one is been really good. And I don't think I actually put your Nutribullet in there. We've got the Nutribullet right here.
Oh,
But
in
I
the
didn't
it's
actually
not
add it
in the carousel.
But
Okay, so we're gonna say it. I'm gonna say it out loud. Make sure I get it right. Nutribullet. So Nutri, Nutra, and then bullet, Bullet. And yep, it's trademarked. Just wait, it's registered actually. Just like you would expect it to. So this is not plugged in right now. That's fine. I'd have to go around to plug it in, but what fun to use this. I asked for this because I said goodbye to the almond
1980s. Yeah, goodbye to the 1980s.
the almond colored big unit that is always a little heavier on top than underneath, and this is different. And I said, if I could just get one of those things that I saw at so and so's house, then I know that I can still. It has to do it. It has to be all right or strong enough to do ice cubes. So we looked at. He kept saying, "Well, Nutribullet. Well, you'll want Nutribullet," and I'm going. Oh well, now this one says this, and he goes, "No, you want big and you want Nutribullet." And it was one of those moments where I had to sleep on this decision. And I'm so glad we got big. We got Nutribullet. I can put in the ice cubes and the fruit and the yogurt and make the smoothies that everybody wants. I can't drink green, but if you do drink green, this is going to chop it up. It has to have ice cubes in it, because all of a sudden, if you don't, it's like it's already room temperature by the time you're crushing it. But when I set it in there, there's 3 notches at the top. All I'm going to do, and it's not plugged in, all I'm going to do is push down and then stop pushing down. It also can be moved. There was some way that I should have practiced ahead of time.
When you push, you can then lock it down if you want to if you need to blend it.
I've got it in the locking position now. Yeah. So it can go longer, but I just prefer to push it and see how it's doing.
I'll plan ahead and I'll add the Nutribullet in the carousel. And then we'll come back and we'll do another Amazon Live with the Nutribullet and do a little demo and show how it chops up ice.
And makes soup like a bisque out of your fresh stuff.
Yep. And, the show, we're right here in the middle of the show. And I'm going to actually make some coffee. I'm going to make a cup of coffee for myself.
Because, I'm going to get out of your way
because, I'll just, here, I'll go right behind you.
Okay. I'll let you clean things up and there we go.
So one of the things that I like is espresso, and so I've got that actually highlighted in the carousel. And so we have the Nespresso Machine. And I'm just pushing that into the. I'm just going to put that into the frame here a little bit. So the Nespresso Machine is one of those capsules, and it uses a very tiny little capsule, different than the K-Cups that you might be used to. This one actually is Turkish coffee. So it has the coffee grounds in there, the Arabica beans, as well as cardamom, and is ground up very fine. And so put your water into the reservoir and one button to turn it on, and it just flashes the little buttons until the water is ready to go, and it is very quick about how that happens. Now, I do have here our little espresso cups, little demi-tasse. So I'm going to take one of those and put that right underneath there. And this is just about warm. Yep, there we go. So that is ready to go, and I'll stop that. So you want to heat your cup up to run just a little water in there, and then after you've done that, put your cup in there. You take your little pod and you drop it in, close it down, and there's the forte and the espresso. So I'm going to hit the espresso, and we're just going to brew a little bit of espresso here right on Amazon Live with the Nespresso machine, and it makes the perfect crema on top. That's the little foam, the coffee foam on top. And see, it is perfectly filled, that cup. Open it up, and that then drops my this emptied pod right in to there, where I can take and dump it in the garbage. But my garbage is moved away from me, so I'm not going to do that right now.
That's right.
But it holds the pods in there so that when you're ready,
that was actually a very good demo, because you didn't have
Mhm.
everything all set up. You actually had to set it up. And I thought, oh, it heats it up really fast. But,
Yep.
you know, is he going to get to the end of what he wants to say? And no, it actually told you it was warm before you got to the end.
So one of the things that you want to get with, you can get these separate, or you can get the Nespresso machine with the frother right attached to it. So that's what I have. So in this combination, it has it right on there. And so this again has a little spinner that goes inside, and this is a non-stick surface. And so there's two spinners, and I'll show you. One of them is smooth, and one of them is a whip, and it's going to foam the milk and froth it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the little frother in here and drop that right inside. So it's just right inside, and it works on a magnet. So there's actually no moving parts inside the cup. So when you go to clean it, it makes it very easy. So then you take milk. So I've got milk here, and we're just going to pour that right in. And there you go. Drop that into the sink. Put the lid on there, and I'm going to put it, and there's just a little button here. So now when you touch this button once, it's going to start the spinning, and it actually heats the milk right there. It'll turn red around here. If you push and hold it, it's going to not heat the milk. It actually is going to froth it without heated. So if you're making like iced coffee, an iced drink, you can do that without heating the milk. So I just hit the button once, and now it's going to be foaming that up. And can you hand me a spoon from
Sure.
the sink?
And
over
I can
here?
see the red rings.
Yeah. So right now it is frothing this milk. And we're going to show what that looks like in just a moment here.
Okay, I have
pour that
cleaned
into
this
cup.
machine, and I've never seen this demonstration before. And I'm grateful, because I didn't know why these things were magnetized or how all of this worked. Obviously, I don't drink coffee. So when I go to a coffee place to try to get something that's not coffee, they know right away, because I go, it's the kind with there's something inside. It looks like chocolate. And they always go, do you want this with or without coffee? No problem here. He knows exactly what he wants. Yeah, that looked really good. And I know I don't enjoy coffee, but it looked so good. When he said cardamom, oh, yum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is just a fabulous cup. And so right now we put the milk in, and there's little lines in it. It tells you the maximum fill line for the frothing. And if you don't froth it, if you're just heating the milk, then you would use this one, and you would steam a little bit more. So now that is finished, and so I'm going to show you what that looks like.
And this is Nespresso with an N, right? I mean, there might be 2,000 or 3,000 people who haven't heard of Nespresso. He's just having a great time. We go to a church, that has a coffee cafe, and boy, they've got these machines and it makes noise, and it takes a while because they're trying to do all the different flavors and they're just having fun.
There we have the perfect cappuccino. Just poured a little bit of, poured the espresso in there, put the foam milk right on top. It is the perfect
and it's
temperature.
peaked. It's peaked.
You got a little peak on there, and hold on,
he's gonna enjoy this. Silence, please, while he enjoys.
Yeah, that's good. Oh boy, that's good. So making an espresso, doing those little shots. Here's a tip: little power naps in the afternoon. 10-minute power nap. Do a coffee nap because it takes about 20 minutes for the caffeine to hit your system. So when you're gonna take that little 10-minute nap, take a coffee nap.
Oxymoron.
Go to your Nespresso machine, pull a shot, maybe froth it and make a little espresso, maybe a latte, whatever you like. My wife loves the dirty chai, and so
yes. That's what it looks like to me. It does look like something that I think is so delicious. And I've gone all the way up to 20 ounces. It's just, if you're going to start, you got to finish.
So
right.
This is the Nespresso machine. So it is so easy to use. Makes a great espresso. Does the heated milk. If you're going to use, do any of the fancy coffee drinks, you can do them right at home. And I'll tell you what, making my own espresso with the Nespresso machine, having the frother right here, I actually prefer this to the store-bought coffee. And one of the things that I did when I was traveling, commuting, I actually went and bought paper cups with the lids, and I would make the coffee at home, and then I would go because I liked the coffee better. And of course, it saves a ton of money and time because I don't have to stand in line. I'm not tipping. I mean, I do tip, so I'm not tipping when I make it myself, but then I can take it in the cup. And the reason I got the paper cups is because I was using the travel mugs, and they all ended up at the office, and none of them were at home. Yeah. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to do the disposable cups. And so
I don't remember you saying it, so say it again. This is available on Amazon.
Oh yeah, I don't have it in the carousel, but these little Demitas cups.
We need more carousels.
This is perfect because they're a little.
They look good.
They look great. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, and he's going to do this on the 30th and the 6th when we have groups of friends over, so that they're not feeling squished. I know he's going to say, "Please, anyone, I can make one right now." And because he just likes to see it and taste it and know that he can make it so quickly. Apparently,
I can't hear you.
He reaches for the ear covers. Oh my gosh, talk about those, because it's going to be lots of alphabet letters and numbers.
Yep.
And he loves this
so
stuff.
These are actually, this is another deal that's available for Amazon Prime Day here, right on Amazon Live, and it's in the carousel. These tactical, they call them tactical ear muffs. So they were really designed for where you're going to be in loud environments like a shooting range or other, maybe the fireworks. So 4th of July, maybe the fireworks are a little sensitive. And also sporting events, anywhere there's a loud events. But they actually have a little battery, and there's a little volume knob. And so the way these actually work is there's actually a little microphone, so it picks up the sounds around you. And so if you're going to have a conversation, so Christine could actually talk to me and I could hear her while wearing these. But if there's a loud noise like the explosion of fireworks, those loud noises get stopped and not transferred in. So you can have hearing protection, but also have a conversation. And so we've got these in the carousel. And again, this is another one that's got
our marriage is safe.
It is 38% off the hearing protection. So It's just, it's one of those deals where,
This is great.
yeah, you should have these if you have sensitive hearing. Now, we did have a neighbor that had very sensitive hearing because of an accident. She was in a car accident, and because of the head trauma,
multiple brain injuries.
yeah,
Yes.
head trauma, those brain injuries just meant that she had very sensitive hearing. So lawnmowers, cars that are backfiring,
Dogs
dogs
barking
barking.
causes
Mhm.
physical pain. You might know someone like this. They're not complaining, they're not being grouchy. It's causing physical pain. How do they escape? And so now when she makes her emoji on social media, there's always ear protectors on there, noise canceling. I hope she has a pair like this. Wait a minute, who makes them? What
Yeah,
is
so
it?
these are the Peltor Sport right here.
Oh,
in the
thank you.
thing. Yeah, so the Peltor
Oh,
Sport.
great.
Yeah, so these allow you again to protect your hearing from those loud noises, but can still allow you to have conversations, which is really unusual. But that's
Right.
why you want to get something that's quality. Peltor makes a very good quality ear protection, and it's 38% off. Click them right now, add to your cart, but click on it and take a look at them, because somebody that probably needs hearing protection.
I thought when he said 38% off the first time, I thought he meant that he has them, turned down 38%.
Yeah.
And I thought, I am a loud talker. I did serve people in their homes for whatever assistance they needed. And a lot of them were in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and 100s.
Mhm.
And so I know how important it is to have something to protect hearing. It has been suggested that it even lowers risk of some sort of dementia if you're not if your hearing is both protected and also enhanced correctly so that you can continue to converse with people.
Mhm.
And what it was like to watch a program and not be able to hear it because everyone else is saying it's too loud, it's too loud. So yeah, in ears is so important in so many different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was looking to see. I'm hoping that that Aaron is able to join us, because, and I'm going to put this coffee maker again a little bit out of the way,
Ooh, I'm glad he
because
did
we do
that.
have cover 3 coming up, and he is the inventor of this product. And we're going to be doing a little taste test a little bit. So, but if
And
you
now
want
I
to take a
want to,
look, yeah.
because you're the only one that's had something to drink through all of this, and I've been doing my part. So I've been saying, are these available on Amazon and
Mhm.
Amazon Prime? I noticed that you changed, part of it said Amazon Prime across the beginning. You've got this introduction that goes
Yeah.
into the show, and I thought,
And
oh,
so
that was worth it.
here he is now,
Good.
and calling from the car. Here, let me hand this to my wife. There.
Alrighty.
Hey, Aaron.
How are you guys?
Hey, we are good. Thank you. We are live on Amazon, and we were just saying we've got the box right here, and
It looks
why don't you let's have you
Thank
give an
you.
introduction about yourself and then the product, and we'll just start there.
okay. Great. So yeah, I had a pretty natural backdrop here. I was in my office and I had a couple emergencies. So I hope you don't mind me being in my car, but at least people know that I'm a real person and it's not a hologram.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. You're not just some corporation that made something. It's really you.
Yeah, and that's a good segue to kind of tell the story of Cover 3. Is I was the inspiration behind it. And so I grew up as a youngster. I played tackle football all through Pop Warner, and all the way into college. I went to Brown back east in Providence, and I had a car accident after my college career where I had some head hit as well. And so I was struggling mentally, physically, emotionally. My brain health wasn't what it used to be. And anybody that knew me noticed, my memory was lapsing. I wasn't as articulate. I wasn't as sharp. And so my brother is a naturopathic doctor. And lucky enough for me, I said, I let him know that I needed some help and I was concerned. And he had been watching me change over time. And he actually made this formula to help me deal with what I was dealing with. Now,
Wow.
the reason it exists is it worked so well for me. In a matter of weeks, I remember asking him, why do I feel so much better? Because I had been taking pills that he gave me. He put, a pile of pills in a bag for me every day and said, take these, but I wasn't responding. When we made it into a liquid, because I was complaining about the pills, I started to notice very quickly benefits. And so I remember asking him, why is this working so much better than the pills I'd been taking for months? And he said, well, the liquid emulsion allows your body to uptake it better. And the synergy between the ingredients helps it pass the blood-brain barrier, which is the barrier that separates your brain from the rest of your body. And so I said, bro, this works so well, we have to make it into a product for everyone. And he said, go ahead. And since then we've been making it a real thing.
Another family. And I love an innovation that is born of grief, that's born of frustration. I see it a lot in what I do with elderly, with people who are suffering from diseases or conditions or injuries, as an assistant, a caregiver. And people go, this just isn't working. This would be better. And then someone says that needs to get to more people. It's just, I love this.
Well, thank you. And Scott, I saw you just set the kids version up there. That's what it's surprising about it is when you look at the ingredients and the concentrations, you may think, wow, that must taste absolutely horrid. Because not a lot of
okay, good morning.
Not a lot of people like oil. Not a lot of people like turmeric, curcumin, and the other ingredients. People may think, well, supplements taste bad, but the proof in the pudding is that there's a kids version, and that was created because little kids would try the adult version, look at their parents and say, I want more. And I thought, wow, you can't really get little kids to eat dark leafy greens, a lot of bright fruits, and a lot of vegetables and fish to support their brain development, their focus, their behavior. But they'll drink this orange creamsicle, and then the parent can have take a break and let them eat the pizza without the big fight at the dinner table. And by supplementing with our packets, they can kind of fill in the gaps, because pizza doesn't really build a strong brain, but it's pretty tasty.
Mm-hmm. And what do you call this again?
The one in your hand is brain defense.
Okay, so there's different
So
ones.
we're gonna do an on camera. Aaron, we're gonna put you to the test here.
Okay.
We've got our packets. They're room temperature because the box has been sitting here, and so we're gonna do a taste test live on Amazon with everybody watching.
Well, this
and
is
that
exciting.
Do you recommend that they be chilled or anything?
I actually like mine room temperature, but some people like them from the fridge because they get a little bit creamier. And then some people even like them from the freezer because it's like a orange creamsicle slushy. It's like a dessert.
That is fantastic to know, because there's going to be finicky and whatever. He took the seal off the back, but I haven't tried this. He's going for it. This is what little kids who they can be polite, but they will still do the do I have to?
He's
okay.
going back from news.
Yeah.
All right, so I took it. I broke the top off, and it's just got this little tear off top, and it makes it really easy to open. and it flattened out.
Yes, if you like not making lots of garbage.
And I finished it because you are right. It does taste like a creamsicle.
Oh, I love creamsicles. Okay, my turn. He got to
I'll
have
hold your microphone there for you.
espresso before this.
So yeah,
Well,
we did do brew some espresso. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, so Scott, in about 40 minutes, you guys, 30, 40 minutes, you may notice some enhanced focus where you really feel clear-headed, because one of the ingredients, I love that you love it. One of the ingredients is alpha GPC. The C stands for choline. Choline is a precursor for a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. And acetylcholine works in the hippocampus, which is a region in your brain, which is responsible for your memory, your focus, and your cognition. So we're directly fueling exactly what the brain needs to really up its focus and memory on the spot.
There we go.
I'm not like squirting it to the back of my throat and swallowing and making, I'm doing a little bit at a time so I can keep tasting it. It has a perfect, oh, sorry. I'll yell so that people can hear me across America. It has a perfect sweet sour.
How wonderful.
Just like a citrus
really
we would
good.
expect. Yeah.
It's really
And-
good.
Well,
Are
good.
you
That's
sure it
wonderful.
has all that stuff in there? I guess you guys have been tested, right?
Yeah, that's right. We have, the UFC uses it. A couple NFL teams use it. NHL teams, MLB, MLS. And so it has been tested at the highest levels for purity, and what's on the label is actually in the actually in there.
And I use turmeric. I've
Mhm.
used it sprinkled into food, and I've taken it by the capsule, and I've heard both from nutritionists, of, are you sure you want the capsule kind? And we can't control, and maybe this kind, and, different. Anyway, I use it because medically it was recommended for my arthritis, which is very much a factor in my life. And it's a natural anti-inflammatory is what I was told. And so I was like, I'm not fond of the flavor of turmeric, but I am fond of this. And I am drinking Nutritional Brain Defense. Is it okay if I put down my microphone and finish this?
Oh, please. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, do that.
You're welcome.
I'm not doing a commercial.
I'll hold it for you.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And so what you just pointed out was that inflammation is kind of at the basis of a lot of our issues, whether it's our arthritis, whether it's our heart issues, right, and your vasculature system, or if it's in your brain. And so when people say, well, what is this going to help me with? If you've ever had a car accident or slipped and fell on the ice, or maybe you played contact sports, if you think about the trauma, that is like starting a fire in your brain. That really increases the amount of inflammation that you have. And these ingredients work to quell that inflammation. And then if you think about structurally, when you bang your head around like that, you need to help the neurons recover, and you need to help them regenerate. And so that's where the omegas and the choline and the uridine, that's what the neurons are made out of. So the cell membranes of your neurons, this gives them what they need to recover and regenerate. So you're quelling the inflammation, and you're supporting the healthy function of the brain at the physical level. And that just goes, and when the brain is in a good spot, your emotional, impulse control and behavior is supported as well.
Wow. This very minute, you are proving how it works, because I think I've heard enough people struggling to come up with words and to be clear and get the message across. And you're getting the whole message across, and you're saying that your friends would be like, what's wrong? How come you're not able to put your words together or something? So you are and my mouth is still watering. It's like I
That's a
want
good
to
stuff.
have
Yeah, it does taste
more.
good. Does taste good. So how often should I do this? Once a day, twice a day? What's
Yeah,
the
that's my question.
recommended frequency for this?
Great question. On the big one that people use a lot of times, the brain defense, they use that because they had a mishap where, like I said, a car accident, or they're in the middle of like a football season. We recommend those where you take once a day. And so let's say if your biggest meal is, let's say, breakfast or lunch, you can take it with that meal. Because some people are sensitive to supplements. And so we just recommend, just to be safe, take it with a little food, and once a day. Now, if you wanted to say have a maintenance dose and you weren't someone that was like, I don't really take supplements, I don't remember to do things every day, it's not like it's not going to work if you don't take it every day. You may treat it as like a spa treatment, right? Because a lot of us go to the spa for our hair, our nails, our skin. Maybe we go to the gym, but maybe we don't always have time to do that. I look at this like a spa treatment for your brain. And so sometimes I say, hey, like people are doing a lot of sober October. Even if you just bought 1 box a year, you could really support your brain during that month. Take one every day. And then the rest of the year, maybe you don't take it. I take 2 a day because of my history, and I know how well it works for me. But that's a long way of saying that some people do a couple a week as kind of a maintenance dose for their long-term brain health. And then some people that need it more, maybe they've had a more rigorous life, or they have they have 4 kids at home and they really need to support their mental abilities. They can take it daily.
I like these packets too because it's self-contained. It's got I'll say one dosage, and we'll call it that. I'll be on the plane next week, and I'm thinking this will be great because it'll actually go through TSA, because it's not like a big bottle of some sort of nutrition that I would be taking with me. So I can take a couple of these and get right through the TSA security, no problem. And for anyone that's had a layover in the airport and had to eat airport food, it's pie and coffee for $23.50, but it's probably the quality you're paying for, right? But I know that I could be able to get a supplement and keep my brain active as I'm going through traveling.
Well said. You can have that airport burrito on the run, which we all know isn't necessarily giving our body everything you need. When you add in the packet, it really can help you. And for me, I know with jet lag, see if your jet lag is better after you take the packet, because a lot of people use this for headaches and long-term headaches like that. And for me, I used to have crippling headaches from all my years of head hits. And that's one of the things that I noticed. I took it consistently for about 3 to 4 months. I was having a conversation with someone like this. What are the benefits, Aaron? Does it help with this and that and this? And they asked about migraines. And I said, I haven't had one since I started taking this product. And I didn't really realize it because I used to get them about once a month. And I haven't had them since I started using the product. And, I can't say that that's going to work for everyone, and I would never make that claim. But for my personal use, it's really changed my life. And I just feel grateful that I'm lucky enough to share it. I mean, I had a pretty wild car accident. If you look on the website, you'll see pictures, but it was a high-speed head-on collision that I was airlifted out of there by a helicopter. And so I feel lucky to be around. And this brain supplement is part of my recovery and my kind of reclaiming my abilities as a person to function and be present and be joyful and all those things.
Wow. I really like that you said it's part of, that you recommend that they take it with food in case they are sensitive intestinally. I like that you say, no, it's not like if you don't take this every day, it won't work. This is a supplement. This makes things better. And dosage helping, 1 helping, it's 1 ounce. So this is a winner, and I'm so glad you're going to take this on your trip and keep alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plan on we've got the box here, and we'll be using these. I'll probably be taking it every day because I want to give you a little bit of a test run here. So we did the taste test live, right? That was the first time I have tried this, and I didn't seal up the box and go, let's send this one back. No, it tastes good. It does taste like a creamsicle. I'll try it cold. I'll put the one or two in the freezer. We'll give that a shot. Put some in the refrigerator, and then of course we've got the room temperature ones. And give it a little test. But I'll give it day by day, and then we'll come back. And Aaron, we'll bring you back. We'll bring you back onto Amazon Live and talk a little bit more after we've given it a couple of weeks or so.
It was great to meet you. And it seemed like every minute you came up with one more thing that the phrase is touching someone's pain point. Pain.
Yeah.
And if you find a way, and that is part of what I'm working with too, and working with friends and working with experts on pain, different ways to approach it, because you don't need to continue to suffer and become more isolated and to feel that you are letting someone down because you just can't push through the pain today. Just, if this helps, like you said, you wouldn't claim, oh, this is going to take away your migraines. But if this does help and someone says, it's been 3 months and I haven't had one of those. Wow.
And please let us know. Messages through the website, messages through our Instagram at Cover3. That's the kind of stuff that just makes our day at the company. And you'll see through the reviews, there's some really good reviews of people sharing their stories, and we always appreciate that too.
So we've got it here in the carousel. People can click on it, add to cart. And the great thing, Aaron, that I love about Amazon here as well is that people can add this to the cart, and then they can send it to a friend or a family member, maybe somebody that they know that has had some brain trauma, is going through some sort of a recovery that they need supplements. But I'm not a pill guy. I don't want to take pill supplements, but this I would take because it's quick, it tastes good, and it's getting these the nutrients, the supplements that I need. And so maybe someone could be a hero and just say, you know what, I'm going to add to cart. I'm going to send a box to my brother, to my nephew, to my daughter-in-law, some friend that could use this. And all they got to do is go into Amazon and click the address that they want to send it to.
You want to do something for that person. And here's something, maybe this will help, maybe that. So I would just throw in there, let your doctor know what you're taking, because they always ask when you go in, are you taking supplements? Let them know. And the ingredient list, you can have one of these basically tucked in your wallet so you can see what's in it, and let them know what you're taking, because they might want to recommend it to someone else. Give it a try.
And there's some no's on here on the back, and I'll just read those out. No gluten, no dairy, no nuts, no caffeine, no added sugar, no eggs, and no soy.
That's so important. Some people, they have to just put it aside as soon as they see one of those.
We have a family member that has some very restrictive diet, very restrictive.
Celiac and more.
And I look at this and I think, we could send this. We could address this and just send it right to her.
There we go.
Put a supplement. So I can take my own advice.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
And I send it to my nephew. My nephew's 7, and he's been taking it for years now, and he uses it because mom's worried about screen time. So before he gets on his iPad, she says, well, you got to take your kid's brain boost. And he just takes that packet, doesn't even blink, and he's back, getting on his iPad. And she feels good because she's, protecting his little brain. And so that's another thing. If you have nephews or nieces or youngsters or grandkids, there's a kids version for them as well.
Yeah. And so we've got that here, the Kids Brain Boost, and it's all available right on Amazon. Aaron, I want to say thank you for joining us today and here on Prime Days. And, there's plenty of deals out there, but this is one of those things that people need to do for themselves and for a loved one that could also benefit from this.
Yeah, guys. And for Prime Day, we do have coupons. So today's the day they can jump right on and save 5 and 20% right off the boxes. So
this is the day. Stock up, get a year's supply today.
That's right. Well, thanks so much, guys. It's been really fun.
Yeah, it's great. Well, we'll talk again. And again, thanks for joining us. We'll send you out and enjoy the day.
Cheers.
Really appreciated this. Thank you.
That's a ton of fun.
Yeah, and
they do taste great.
There's some leftover from the Nespresso thing that you did.
I spilled a little bit of hot water.
I'm seeing electronics and just a little bit of water. I'm a caregiver. I'm an in-home caregiver.
Go. Cover 3, nutritional brain defense, right there. Look at that. So everyone wants to, like I said, take advantage of the coupons, get a year's supply, save a ton of money right now. Click it in the carousel. It's in the carousel. Add to cart. Roll that number up 2, 3, 4 boxes, and then send them out.
That's a big deal. I hear it all the time. Brain fog. We all know what's been happening for 2.5 years, but also people just wanting to live better, think better, make better decisions, shop better, shop clear-mindedly.
Well, supplements, we know that in general, our diets don't provide all the nutrition that we need. And so we do need supplements. Taking pills, and I've seen some of those pills, I'm not swallowing them. I don't like pills to begin with. And big pills, I really don't like. But this I can do. So cover 3. Thank you to Aaron for joining us. We've been having a lot of fun here today on this one. You're in our kitchen. You're in the Smith's nest because we are the empty nesters. We're talking about all things empty nest, including the type of nutrition you need. Hey, we had Travis Perry here earlier. He's the inventor of Cord Buddy. And so he was live with us and gave us a little demo of his guitar learning system. Hobbies are important. When you're going into empty nesting, and playing guitar is a good thing to do.
Right. You can see Cord Buddy in the carousel, but I'm just letting you know that he actually made it like with chords, CORD, initially. And it's not just, it wasn't just a prototype, it was a pre-totype that he created, popsicle sticks, some other things to make the magic gizmo to alleviate frustration of, I want to play like that person, so just show me how so I can do it. And the frustration, people quitting. I quit 3 instruments when I was a kid because, it wasn't progressing very quickly. So that was great. But it is Cord Buddy, CHORD, Cord Buddy, because it's your friend for being able to play 4 different chords that are commonly used for a lot of different singing. He sang Amazing Grace with it.
You
only need 4 chords for Amazing Grace.
So one of the things that we have been using here is we're using the Q8N Handycam. And that is, it's from the Zoom company. Zoom is really known for its audio. So we're actually using that as our streaming camera. So I've highlighted it in the carousel. You can take a look, just click on that, open a tab, and you can take a look at this. It's a 4K camera, and it's using XLR input. So that's the standard microphones, the cable that we're using right here. So that's what we're using to stream. So we're using this 4K camera. We're streaming into Amazon Live right now, and we're using these two handheld mics, which plug directly into the camera. I don't need any additional interface to use that. But when we're traveling, one of the things is, how do I care for that? I need to take care of the camera, because we were just at a family reunion where we set this up on the tripod. We plug the microphones in, and we let the families at the family reunion introduce themselves. So we've got them captured. We put that all together. We put it on a video so everyone knows who was there, remembers their name, because there was like 70 people at the family reunion. Can't remember.
Did you
all
just
those
say
names.
that's a good idea? We should do that. The camera, which we can't show you right now because we're using it, fits on my little hand. It fits right there, folds down. And you were saying that it does both. It captures the sound, but directly from a dynamic microphone.
And it's really, really good sound. It's got a built-in stereo microphone, which is great. And in fact, you can change that out to different types of microphones. But I really wanted the handheld mics, and we'll be using this for a conference coming up where we'll be doing, you'll be doing some interviews. I'll be recording those, so we'll get video and audio. But when we go to the conference, just throwing this expensive camera, it's not that expensive, but you know, and the microphones and all of that stuff. Yeah, I don't want to exactly. And so I needed a case. So I looked online and I found some cases out there, and they were well over $100, almost $200 for some of the cases out there. So wow. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna put this on the screen.
Oh, that's way better price.
You are not kidding. So the Apache case, the 3800 case, and that's what this one is right here. And so this case is, and now let me just go back to us here. So this case has everything you need. It is a solid case, and it's got this little valve right here.
I'm going to hold your microphone.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So it's got a valve here because this seals. So it is watertight. So open the clips, and it's foam lined. And you can see I've got the spot there to put the microphones. I put the camera right next to it, and then wind the cables up. And this protects it. And then this seal has got a little rubber grommet in there. And so when you close it up, it becomes airtight. Now, when you get on the airplane, air pressures change. And so then you can open this little air valve to let that pressure equalize.
Wow.
It's got little locks right here. So you can actually put like a little padlock on to protect your items from being stolen.
2 padlocks.
But you can open it up. And this, when you look at this, you look at the price on this case. And let me put back up the listing here. So this Apache case is comparable to some other brands out there that I'm not going to name because I don't like to drop anything on the competition. So, but I will just say that this case is so well priced, and I couldn't tell any difference in the manufacturing of this one. And so this is the one that I bought, and I am so happy because when we went to the family reunion, I knew this stuff was cared for. I knew the camera, the microphones, everything was going to be safe, wasn't going to be knocked around, wasn't going to break. And when I opened it up, they're all safe and secure right there.
So you said it's airtight.
Air and watertight.
There we go. I didn't remember if you said the water part. You know, I just wanted to make sure, because when you were first telling me about why you purchased that, why you wanted that specific one, you know, just all those things for traveling that happen.
Oh, absolutely.
Someone was thinking that day. That's what I often say when you see something that is clever and really does the job. Someone was thinking that day.
So the Apache case is something that I can recommend, and they come in different sizes. So you can get bigger ones, but the pricing on this is just unbelievable for the quality that you get. So if you have equipment, items, things that you need to protect that you also want to keep locked up, whether you lock them up in your house, when you lock them up for travel, that if you're out doing shoots or other things, so camera equipment, other items that you need to keep safe and secure, you can keep in an Apache case. Just add to cart. Click on it, add to cart, or at least save it into your favorites. And and there's another item that that is kind of unrelated to the. It's unrelated to the equipment, but it is directly related to the stuff that Aaron was just talking about.
Yeah.
When you're empty nesters, one of the things that happens is your eating habits change.
Yes. And there's ways that you want your eating habits to change.
Mm-hmm.
You might have been much more active when you were on duty with other people that used to be under the same roof with you.
Yeah.
Or you may have become very sedentary during the era of everyone can drive themselves everywhere now. And now it's just us.
It's
and
just us.
Okay, I can pay attention to me for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm paying attention to me by standing on this. Oh, you're going to have me talk about it?
There
Is
you
it
go.
in the carousel yet?
It's in the carousel, ready to go. The
Okay,
Activera
great.
digital display. This is, I love that it's clear. So this is a bathroom scale. This is the old bathroom scale, but it is digital. It is non-high tech, other than it has a digital readout. There are a lot of scales. When I was looking at buying, they had apps you had to download onto your phone to control it and do all these things. And maybe there's a benefit to that, but for me, I just needed to get on it and say, okay, did I or did I not go up or down today?
Quantify.
Yep.
You know what's there. So I'm noticing on the back you can put in the batteries and you can change it to kilograms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You stand on it and then you get off and you can look at it. That is super important that you're able to get off of it and look at it.
Yeah. Yep. So when you step onto the scale, it lights up and it's got a nice pleasant blue display. So in the morning, which is a good time to weigh yourself, get up and step on the scale. You don't even have to turn the light on. You can see it, and then you can actually take a look and make a note where you went. Hey, one of the things that I read recently, and this has to do with steps. So when you're doing your steps, you're taking your walks and things like that. Basically, they're saying like 8,000 to 10,000 steps is going to kind of maintain where you're at weight wise. And if you go like 10 to 12,000 steps, and this is per day, then that's how you kind of decline. So then you can say, wow, I did my 10,000 steps today. And then tomorrow you can get on the scale and go, it's working. But if you don't measure, you don't know.
Quantify.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All righty. I'm kind of looking around.
We have run our carousel for today.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I'm going to remember clear back. The first person I saw on screen was Travis Perry, not just Chord Buddy, but his created for a better reason guitar. So 2 inventions.
Yep.
His tuner that there's a light on it to let you know, nope, a little too tight, not a good idea to stretch those things too far. So there's the tuner, that's 3 inventions.
Yep.
3. And then he also provides books so that when you give this to that person, they will see a look of true pleasure, delight, surprise on your face as they do different songs, not the same song over and over. You know what I mean when someone is learning a
That's
new instrument. Same thing over and over. It's going to change. It's going to be so pleasant. It's going to sound right. It's going to be tuned correctly. It's going to be a brand new shiny guitar with his name up at the top of the head.
The headstock, yep.
And
the
I
Perry
know
guitar.
who we're getting this for Christmas, because he loves country music. He loves singing along. And right now he's got such big hands. I can't imagine him doing that and not being frustrated right away trying to learn these chords, but he could just sit there and play and sing along. And I know our daughter, his wife, would just be going, okay, this is fun. I'm getting out my guitar. Let's do this together.
Absolutely. And then we also had another inventor on after that. We had David Osk come on. Yep. And David then talked about his invention, the Stack Guard Plus. And so we have that back.
That's a thermostat guard to keep other fingers out. And it's just anyone who ought not to be pushing those buttons. They're not paying the bill. They're not, they don't know all the instructions, and you don't want them freezing themselves out overnight. So,
and it's not just for commercial buildings. You can also put it in your home, protect your thermostat there. People don't need to be playing with it. And some of these are expensive thermostats, the Nest thermostats and these different ones that people put in, they're expensive. So don't let people play with them.
When something's been all programmed wrong, you don't have to listen to someone going, what did you do? Instead, it's one and done. It's put in, and it comes with some variations. So it looks better, or it works better. I asked him if he'd ever walked into a place and went, that's my invention. He said, yes, about 45 minutes away, a nice evening at a restaurant. Who's paying those bills?
They have clear, they've got white, and they have brushed nickel. And sometimes with the clear, people can see there's something in there they want. And if you put the white or the nickel on, then you know it's protected, but no one can see in and know. They just think, oh, this is something that I shouldn't mess with. The benefit of the Stack Guard is that he's got a combination lock on it. You don't need to have a key. Just put whatever the numbers are that you want to remember, and you can change it anytime you want to your numbers. So the Stack Guard Plus. We also had Aaron come on and talk about his product. The Brain Defense.
Only 1 ounce. And we were talking about taking it, but the children's version, the kids are like, can I have it? And I did not know that you were going to make me try something live. And it worked out.
It did work out.
It was like sour sweet, not too sweet, not too sour. And
Orange
it's designed to supplement you. This is not instead of eating. It's not designed to be, we were just showing the scale. It's not designed for anything else except to help you think more clearly, because it was designed for Aaron because of the brain injuries he suffered. And he said to his brother, the naturopathic doctor, this could help so many people. We've got to get it out there. And they did. Yay.
So these are great vitamin supplements that you need. Our diet generally doesn't give us all the nutrition that we need. So you need to take some sort of a supplement. These are handy little packs, and it does taste like a creamsicle. And as Christine said, a little tart, a little sweet, not
tart. Yes,
just like you'd expect from a citrus flavor. And so it's something that you can take every day, or as Aaron said, maybe you just do it for a season, and but get those supplements into your system. And so we tasted it here live for the first time. So you get real reaction. You get a real reaction. This is not, we're all faking it. This is the real stuff. So you got it.
He went
right
quick.
Here.
I went slow so that I can make sure, do I really like this, or is it starting to, It wasn't that way. Okay, you say no, and then I'll say what's not in this.
That's right.
So important.
That's right.
Okay, you say no.
No.
Soy,
No.
eggs,
No.
added sugar,
No.
caffeine,
No.
nuts,
No.
dairy,
Ooh. No.
gluten.
Oh my gosh. Yep. There are many
Somebody
people
can
we know.
actually consider this.
Yeah. So we've had so much fun with everybody today. Thank you for all of those who watched, for all of the support of the Empty Nest program here. Christine and I giving you tips, tricks, books, ideas on how to successfully navigate the transition into an empty nest.
And lucky Scott, because he loves coffee, he got to have 2 espressos. So I am glad that right now that this supplement does not have caffeine in it.
That's right.
Woohoo! And then he
That's
said
right.
something about a coffee nap. You'd have to watch the replay for coffee nap.
Get a
That
coffee
went
nap.
right by me.
Well, I, as always, am going to give my wife the last words before we sign off this Amazon Live on Prime Day. Look at the items in the carousel: supplements, learn to play guitar, thermostat covers, cameras, scales, all the kitchen stuff, the Ninja cookware. You can't go wrong. Add to cart.
He
Be a
really
hero.
likes them.
Gifts are coming up. Gift time is coming up. You can get these sent to your house and gift wrap them, put them in the closet, so when the holiday season comes, you're ready to go. Or if your loved ones, the people that you're giving gifts to, are a long way away, then just have it sent through Amazon directly to them.
Well, I'm going to
You get the last word.
I'm going to have a really fast last word. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this, for creating Empty Nest as a show for Amazon, for being my producer for all of the video podcasting, etc., that I do, live streaming. And it was really fun to meet 3 guys whose voices I've only heard coming out of your office down the hall here in our empty nest, where it's just us.